Ladies and gentlemen, connoisseurs of corporate drama and savvy investors alike, welcome to what promises to be a thought provoking, eyebrow raising, and possibly insomnia inducing exploration of Dear Chairman, Boardroom Battles, and the Rise of Shareholder Activism. As we delve into this intriguing volume by Jeff Graham, we must prepare ourselves for a dazzling adventure into the often contentious and always fascinating world of corporate governance. Now, throw on your most dapper suits and sharpen your pencil skirts. It's time to dissect the top 10 insights from this magnum opus, complete with the same flair you'd expect from a master storyteller with a wicked sense of humor and an MBA. 1. The pen is mightier than the spreadsheet. First and foremost, we learn that a well crafted letter can be a financial Excalibur, capable of slaying the dragons of corporate complacency. Through various anecdotes, Graham details how shareholder activists, armed with nothing more than their words, can bring about monumental change in towering corporate empires. Their letters can be less of Dear Abby and more of an eloquently composed siege weapon that does more damage than the scariest quarterly report. 2. David and Goliath wear suits. Size doesn't always equate to power in the corporate world. Our second insight is that small investors can sometimes oust the mightiest of executives, as with Dan Loeb's acerbic critiques poetically disrupting the harmony in Yahoo Inc.'s boardroom. In the financial markets, it's not about the size of your equity, but the power of your argument. Even a slingshot or a well-placed metaphor can shake the foundations of the tallest corporate tower. 3. The art of the proxy war. The proxy battle is akin to chess on steroids with millions of dollars on the line, and the shareholders hold the king. Insight number 3 is an exploration of this delicate dance of persuasion, where activists and boards vie for the affections of shareholders. It's less Dancing with the Stars and more Game of Thrones, sans the dragons, but with potentially similar levels of betrayal and strategy. 4. The boardroom is a coliseum. Insight 4 shows how the boardroom can be both a battleground and a theater. There are heroes and villains, plot twists, and occasionally a deus ex machina in the form of regulatory intervention. Like any Roman gladiator knows, survive the boardroom's coliseum, and you might just earn the emperor's thumb up along with shareholder approval. 5. Checks, balances, and checkmates. Our fifth discovery is that the evolution of shareholder activism is akin to a constitutional legal drama, highlighting the eternal tension between power and accountability. Boards and executives must be kept in check, lest they turn a successful enterprise into their personal bank accounts, while activists must sometimes be checked to avoid disruption for disruption's sake, or worse, personal gain disguised as governance. 6. The narrative is the kingmaker. Storytelling is everything. In this Wall Street remix of Scheherazade's 1001 Nights, communicators who can spin compelling tales about a company's future under their guidance wield power. Insight number 6 is the realization that in an age where data is king, it can often be dethroned by a good narrative that captures the imaginations and signatures of investors. 7. Evolution, not revolution. Our seventh lesson brings to light the slow metamorphosis of shareholder activism. It's not always about storming the Bastille and guillotining the CEO. Sometimes it's about the long, methodical campaign to instill governance or strategic changes. It's about evolution through irritation, like trying to get a cat to move off your keyboard by strategic petting, not hissing. 8. Regulation is a double-edged sword. On one hand, regulations like the Sarbanes-Oxley Act were designed to prevent corporate scandals. But on the other hand, Insight 8 suggests that regulatory pendulums can swing too far, leading to unintended consequences, like smothering businesses with red tape or failing to prevent new types of scandals. Regulation can sometimes be like trying to herd cats while blindfolded and standing on one leg. 9. Activists are like gardeners. A non-contested insight number 9. Activists prune companies to make them healthier in the long run. They're the gardeners that aren't afraid to lop off a misshapen hedge or uproot a wilting flower. But sometimes, these gardeners can become so zealous with their shears that they risk turning a once lush corporate landscape into a topiary nightmare with one too many cuts. 10. It's all about the end game. Our 10th and final insight is the most humbling. All this boardroom brouhaha influences not only the dividends of today, but the very fabric of tomorrow's economy. The fate of pension funds, education endowments, and your retirement plan may hang on the outcome of an elegantly worded argument or a bitterly fought proxy contest. It's less about checkers and more about three-dimensional chess played with someone else's retirement savings. In traversing the riveting pages of Dear Chairman, we've not only peeked behind the curtain of corporate power plays, but also understood their impact on the broader economic landscape. Graham's book unveils the interplay of egos, ideologies, and sheer greed that often dictate the fortunes of empires and the shape of our financial futures. It's a gentle reminder that in the land of bulls and bears, it's the vigilant and vocal shareholders that often steer the herd. Now, as we conclude our expedition into the jungle of shareholder activism, we recognize that these top 10 insights are but the tip of the proverbial iceberg. The narrative woven by Graham is layered and complex, much like the intricate tapestry of modern finance. So here's to the racinteurs of the boardroom, to the schemers and dreamers of Wall Street, and to you, dear audience. May you never find yourself on the pointy end of a shareholder's pen. Thank you, and may all your investments bear fruit, just as this intellectual foray surely has. Remember to click your briefcases closed with panache, exit the boardroom with your heads held high, and always read the fine print, for in those tiny letters lies the makings of the next great corporate saga.